Welcome to Numis Nerd, where hidden coins become hidden wealth.
Now take a close look at this coin. At first glance, it looks like another quarter. Bright, familiar. The kind of coin most people would never think twice about spending. But this is the 2023p United States Maria Tallchief Quarter, and it represents more than ordinary pocket change. The year 2023 was part of the American Women Quarters program, a historic series created to honor women who shaped American culture. Maria Tallchief was one of the most influential figures ever featured. She was America's first major prima ballerina and a member of the Osage Nation. At a time when ballet was dominated by Europe, she helped place American ballet on the world stage. Her career changed how the world viewed American dancers. She brought strength, discipline, and precision to performances that were once considered unreachable for American artists. This coin honors not just her talent, but her perseverance. The design reflects that legacy. On the obverse, George Washington's familiar profile faces left, with liberty above his head and in God we trust beside his neck. On the reverse, Maria Tallchief is captured mid-movement, graceful and powerful, symbolizing balance, control and motion. The P Mint mark shows this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Because this quarter is modern and widely released, most people assume every 2023p Maria Tallchief Quarter is common and worth only face value. That assumption is where value is missed. Value does not always come from age or silver. Sometimes it comes from mistakes. Among the millions struck, a small number were released with noticeable mint errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and significant die cracks. These coins were never meant to leave the mint, yet some entered circulation. Most people never notice these errors because the differences can be subtle. Slight doubling, a shifted design, an uneven edge. That's why many error coins were spent like normal change. Condition makes all the difference. A minor error in worn condition may only be worth slightly more than face value, but strong errors in clean, uncirculated condition can be worth serious money. In confirmed cases, error examples of the 2023p Maria Tallchief Quarter have sold for $200 to $700. In rarer cases involving dramatic double dies or major de-breaks, prices have reached $1,000 to $2,000 at auction. Pause on that. A quarter pulled from everyday change selling for thousands of dollars. Even without errors, collectors seek pristine, top-grade examples. Coins graded at the highest levels can sell for $30 to $100 as demand grows for complete sets. These coins are still everywhere. In jars, old collections, bankrolls, and because they look modern, they are often ignored. That is a mistake. If you ever find a 2023p Maria Tallchief Quarter, slow down. Look closely, check the details, and never clean it, because sometimes history and value are hiding in plain sight. Now take a close look at this coin. At first glance, it looks like just another modern state quarter. Bright, familiar, the kind of coin most people spend without a second thought. But this is the 2022D United States Anna May Wong Quarter, and under the right circumstances, it can be far more interesting and valuable than it appears. The year 2022 was part of the American Women Quarters program, created to honor influential women in U.S. history. Anna May Wong was the first Chinese American movie star in Hollywood, breaking barriers and opening doors for future generations. That history alone makes this coin more meaningful than ordinary change. The design stands out. On the obverse, George Washington's familiar profile faces left. On the reverse, Anna May Wong appears confident and composed, reflecting her lasting cultural impact. The D Mint mark near the rim shows it was struck at the Denver Mint. Because this quarter was produced in large numbers, most people assume every 2022D Anna May Wong quarter is common and worth only face value. That assumption is where value gets missed. Value doesn't come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from mistakes. Among the millions struck, a small number were released with noticeable mint errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and major die cracks. These coins were never meant to reach circulation, yet some did. Most people never notice these errors because the differences can be subtle. Slight doubling, a distorted edge, a misaligned design. That's why many error coins were spent like normal change. Condition makes all the difference. A minor error in worn condition may only be worth a little more than face value, but strong errors in clean, uncirculated condition can be worth serious money. In confirmed cases, Error examples of 2022D. Anna May Wong. Quarters have sold for $200 to $800. In rarer cases involving dramatic double dies or major D breaks, prices have reached $1,000 to $2,500 at auction. Pause on that. A quarter pulled from everyday change selling for thousands of dollars. Even without errors, pristine top-grade examples can sell for $30 to $100, especially as collectors complete the American Women Quarters series. Here's what most people never realize. These coins are still everywhere. In jars, old collections, bankrolls. And because they look modern, they're often ignored. That's a mistake. If you ever come across a 2022D Anna May Wong quarter, slow down. Look closely at both sides. Check the edges, and never clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly, because sometimes all it takes is one unexpected detail, and the next remarkable coin might already be sitting quietly in your hands.